You see, I I more so appraise things. I appraise things, and I discern things such as like matters and affairs. I I discern. I want to be very cautious in this to let people know that there is a difference somewhat between discernment and judgment. Judgment is as in I condition you to a thing, um, an outcome of some substance. Discerning things is I look at things, I observe them, I study them spiritually according to the light, the wisdom that is given through Christ, and I appraise a matter. I more so line out the details, and you could say it is more analytical in nature than judgment, which is a total outcome. Now, it is foggy in the haze of the word in terms of judging something. You can judge as far as gauge a type of measurement, which would be more discernible than it would an actuous of the word judge or judgment. And so I just want that to be very clear on that. There are things that I disagree with. That is not a judgment. You're free to disagree with me from those things as well. Okay? No harm, no foul there. All right? There are things I disagree with, and there are things I analyze, and there are things that I observe. Sometimes I crack jokes, but never in a particular manner where I'm just trying to take somebody apart unless there's some type of debacle at hand. But generally, no, that's not what I do. And you guys feel free to say what you want about me. I don't really care what how someone feels towards me. I value everybody's opinion of me, whether good or bad, because I respect diversity. Okay? Diversity is something that is heavily promoted in culture. However, culture does not really promote diversity. Even from a technological standpoint of having social media, all the pages are tailored the same, and it's not like MySpace anymore. And it's more garnered towards the individual who posts rather than reading other posts as well, garnering more of a narcissistic finish. As you can see, I appraise, I discern. That was merely an observation, but nothing in it had to do with judgment other than gauging as far as a measurement of analytics to understand the subject basis. Though it is not wrong for any Christian to judge using spiritual judgment, though it is safer that none do it, and that is written in Scripture. When you observe and you observe correctly, seeing things for as they are, not as how they are meant to be, then you begin to really have understanding. Many things in school beyond reading comprehension, which should be magnified in school more so than mathematics. I would say that mathematics up until algebra, as far as the educational system, is what would work best. But geometry should be a separate mathematical course all on its own. It is completely separate from mathematics altogether. It does have an aptitude of measurement, but as in for traditional schooling, it's kind of unfit that one would snap course to geometry unless it was a separate course that pertained to a trade um, such as being a handyman, a carpenter of some sort. You know, they would go on to take geometry, pre-trig, trig, and calculus. But in the general circumstances of life, other than maybe not recording a certain bill that was paid, that's where algebra could be useful, and basic mathematics and arithmetic go more than enough for any individual's lifespan. So this is not to discourage mathematicians and what have you in terms of how I analyze this thing, but I'm just saying in core development for a functional person in society, they would need no more than basic mathematics, algebra, and arithmetic. Okay, the other further courses can be taken as a condition of trade or interest. Reading comprehension should be magnified because culture is becoming overstimulated with all of the social media and instant gratification notification bells that go off on a cell phone that is just overstimulating the dopamine receptor. So reading comprehension would more have to pertain to an aptitude of having a longer state of focus, which would be necessary in any job, so that they don't become tunnel vision and walk about like zombies. So reading comprehension should be magnified to produce higher attentive awareness. Creative writing should also be highly promoted, and definitely the art sector of school should not be denied, as it gives people an aptitude of expression, that which could not be typically expressed under normal circumstances, in order for them to feel liberated. And it's important people be liberated or have some form of healthy outlet in which they can express themselves, such as art and creative writing, which would also do better as far as business and innovation. Most of our advances in society has come from some form of engineering, from some man's thought who was able to dream up the possibility and the capabilities for that function to be carried out. With mathematics, there is mathematics and structure, but what is the structure for? Unless to build more structures or build onto that structure. That means that an engineer will use a creative aspect of thinking first, and then they would go about building the structure of that which is mathematically important or by measurement. This would lead to innovation in society, so you don't want to cut your art program. It is the biggest budget industry, damn near, and it's just merely creativity, which every company uses it for logo design and commercials and what have you. It would not be wise to cut out that function in society. Reading comprehension is expressed in schools, but it's not enhanced enough than just reading. Now, students do know how to read, and it's important to know how to read and what have you. But getting into the comprehension of things is a lot deeper. History is also a very important aspect of education, although I do believe that different perspectives of that history should also be taught in the same curriculum. This will help international affairs so that Americans are not so pigeonholed or oblivious to what other cultures or other people do in society. And I definitely promote diversity rather than globalism, in which cultures drop out. You see, I analyze and I process information. And with that information, I understand the world around me. But the dynamic of the light in which I see that world is according to Scripture. And the Scripture illuminates the mind and the conscience in one who is able to see things from several different perspectives simultaneously. Indicating a more whole circumference of understanding in meditation and experience, which extends further than traditional schooling of just inputting into the brain. So as far as traditional schooling, I don't really believe in it. How much U.S. money is garnered towards professional schools and colleges and what have you? And how much do students really get out of those credentials or those certificates that cost a pretty penny? These same individuals right now are scouring for jobs in which they say that there is 2 for every American with 2 degrees. I can't get 1 part-time. With 20 years of work experience. This is intricate. And a lot of that will have to do with the garnering of information. Many people now have to go through a localized temp agency in order to get that job. Of which the several jobs promoted, only few are truly offered. Well, we don't really have that spot anymore. But we do have this spot at the factory. How convenient. Everything is a runaround, and most people don't seem to be employed anyways, as the streets are full during business hours. There is traffic now on Saturdays, like rush hour. I've seen more cars than that at one time drive without a single traffic jam or a point to press the brake light. At nighttime on Friday. I seen a plane fly by a big moon in the sky. How close they could have been. Though the moon is supposed to be far away, how far is my eyesight? Make that make sense? A lot of things are changing. But that kid going to college to end up in financial debt without even knowing anything about finances, which should be taught every year, mandatory to every student. Budgeting. These are proponents for having a healthy, constructive citizen in society. Also, classes to stabilize taught about psychology pertaining to life and lifestyles like addictions. That anyone could see the signs and help someone. Most by now in 2022 don't seem to be inclined. They're self-absorbed now. And people call me crazy for the sanity that I speak. And in that word, such vanity means they don't understand, though they understand completely. A A double mind sitting on top of one's spine. Cognitive impairment. Mentality decline. What is the rate of the fall? And will they know by winter? The season of dead weather. You see, I analyze data. I process information. I understand my surroundings. I seek to help everyone that I possibly can. But society is in a way where now that's just not possible. People are a little crazy. So the fact of the matter is, if I just thought like everyone else, or what was spoon-fed to me on the TV, what would I know? How many of us know a single senator? Know their name? A congressman, anything? So current, but so foggy too, remember. It's not even winter yet. I analyze and I observe information. And for some people, they can find that to be jarring. They may think it to be cutthroat. No one finds it to be soothing. Isn't the truth interesting? How many lies were told? So in that I say, think as you wish to think. But from my perspective, I analyze according to what is real and happens in society and according to the word. I'm not trying to be subtle, but I ain't against anybody, and I don't cast judgments. I don't have to. I just observe. Peace and blessings be with all of you.